Good evening, Your Fitness First for Busy Mums community. Hope you've had a good week so far. Tonight's training is just going to be a bit about self-talk, about our inner critic. I'm just going to talk about that. But first, I want to thank anybody who's watched the lives this week. Hope you've enjoyed them. If you would like anything else, different workouts, stuff like that, let me know. I can do any sort of workout you want. Just let me know, send me a message. I'm always happy to help. More than happy. So tonight's talk is on about self-talk, our inner critic. So how we talk to ourselves every day affects our mood, our choices, our decisions, our lifestyle, how we perceive ourselves and how we think others perceive us. But we do have a choice on how we talk to ourselves. In our own heads, it's our own inner voice that decides. We are in control, ultimately, of what we think of. But we can learn to change that inner voice, and you can change your life if you really, really want to. But just by becoming aware of our inner voice, we can begin to change our self-talk. It takes time, but it's definitely worthwhile in the long run. We've all got our own inner critic. And by becoming aware of it, we can learn to go, you know what, I'm not that person, I'm not doing that anymore. So it's very important just to becoming aware of it is a first stage of changing that self-talk. So we live our lives basically in autopilot, everybody does. 95% of the time, we'll let our subconscious mind run our lives, our thoughts on our minds, without even realising it. I mean, how many times have you driven home or walked to the shop and walked back again, and then you've realised, you're like, I don't remember the walk. Don't remember anything about that walk. We do it all the time. I used to do it more often. Now I practice mindful walking, mindful driving, so it's a lot easier. But we always do it. Everybody does. We need to just be aware and be more living in the conscious mind. So we have between 50 to 70,000 thoughts every day. So why do we hold on to the ones that are negative? You know why? Because millions of years ago, for thousands of years, centuries, we've lived in the fight or flight part of your brain, the amygdala part of your brain, the frontal part of your brain, which it's always been aware of dangers, and it's been looking for dangers all its life. But now, in the modern time, it notices other stuff. We're looking at the news and social media. We just need to be aware of what we're letting into our environments. For all the negative stuff that you see everywhere, it's not good. You want to live like somebody else's life on Facebook, or you follow the news. It's not brilliant. It's not great. Let's be honest. So it just puts all negativity in your mind. You need to change your environment, and again, it helps to change your self-talk. So instead of holding on to the positive thoughts, by noticing when our inner critic starts, we can begin to change our thought pattern in the subconscious mind. So try this, yeah? This is a great little exercise. You can just start anytime. When you start hearing or noticing these negative thoughts, you're talking about yourself, you're telling yourself you're not good enough, you can't do that. We all do it. I used to, you know what I mean? I still do it sometimes now. Ask yourself, would you talk like this to a friend, family member, or even your child? Because I can imagine the answer will be no. 99.9% of the time. We're all good people, you know what I mean? So if you would just respond to yourself like you'd respond to others. So if somebody tells you they can't do this or they can't do that, they're not good enough, you tell them that they are good enough. You can do that. You just have to work at it and put your mind to it. So be kind to yourself. I mean, start to love yourself for who you are. You're a unique person. We all are. We're all unique. We have love for people around us who love you for who you are. And we really, really look up to you. So you need to be aware of these things that are all good about you and be grateful for everything that you've got in your life that's good, and change that inner talk as how you would perceive other people. You'd talk to other people if they'd have problems. So there's always going to be people around who put you down, talk about you behind your back, criticise others. But that's because of their own insecurities. They do it because they think it makes them feel better. Really, it doesn't, because their inner talk is telling them lots of nasty things about themselves. So then they're talking about others to make themselves to try to feel better. That's what it does. So, and we don't need those people around us. So just don't listen to them. You don't need to listen to people that don't care about you and don't talk about you properly. So you've lastly, there's a major good exercise here that's really did help me when I first started. So what you need to do, you need to get a pen and paper, carry it around with you, and write down all your negative thoughts throughout the day for 24 hours. Then imagine you're going to read them out to your child, your friend, a loved one, a family member, anybody. Just sit there and pretend as if you're going to say it, imagine it, say it, or even try saying it. I bet you can't. I bet you can't repeat the things that you say to yourself, like, you're not good enough, you're not worthy of this. I bet you can't do it. Your mind won't let you. So why? Ask yourself, why do we do it to ourselves? It's self-destructive. It puts you in a negative frame of mind. It's not helping you move forward in life. It's literally holding you back. So really ask yourself why. And then the next part of the exercise is, for every negative you wrote, I want you to write down 3 positives about yourself. Yeah? And if you can't think of any, ask somebody else. I'm sure there's plenty you can think of. Just write them down. And once you write them down, every time your inner critic shows up, you start to repeat those 3 positives. So if you say, oh, I'm not worthy of that, or I can't do that, no, I can't do that, I'm good enough to do that, I'm strong enough to do that, I'm going to make my life better by doing that. That's 3 positives straight away. It's just simple repetition. So that's the key. Repetition. You have to do it every time. When your inner critic shows up, it takes time, but you can get there. So if you do it all the time, I promise you, it will change your life. So that your then subconscious mind will allow in more positive thoughts throughout the day. But like I say, repetition is key. It's massively important. It's just like you're going to the gym to train your body. You need to train your mind. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be a simple fix. I can't guarantee that for you. You know what I mean? It's impossible. It took me at least 30 odd days to try and change it. And even now, yeah, you just have some little stupid thoughts coming into your head. And so, seriously, when I first started this, I used to say to myself, oi dickhead, stop talking to yourself like that, and then say the 3 positives. Just like that, and used to laugh to myself. Honestly, it's the best thing you can do about it. But just try it for 30 days. That's all I ask of you. Yeah? So, and watch it change your life. I promise you it will. So you can rewire your thoughts through this exercise, and it will allow more positive thoughts to flow through our subconscious mind. And you will automatically fight against it at first. The mind does. It likes to hold on to negatives here. But repetition is the key. I promise you, every time it's so important to rewire these negative thoughts. Do it all the time. For 30 days, it will change your life. Like I said, I still do it now. Not as often. I have some negative thoughts come in my head. I mean, sometimes before I start these videos, I think nobody's going to turn up, nobody's going to watch them. You're talking absolute rubbish. Nobody's going to care about them. But you know what? I'm here. I'm doing it, and I'm trying to change people's lives, and that's all I can do through my own ways of doing it. Like I say, but it becomes much easier. I mean, if I can help one person's life, it's amazing. So it's just about changing mindset. Years ago, I probably would never have done this. I wouldn't have the bottle to do it. Now I'm just like that. Some people need this. You know what I mean? If I can, like I say, help one person's life, it's amazing. So it becomes a lot easier over time. And the more positives about yourself, the better you feel about yourself. It's a natural thing. You become happier, you become healthier mind, and your life changes forever. I promise you that. Like I say, have a look, go back over this video, listen to a little exercise I've asked you to do, and try it out. Let me know how you got on. If it works, send me a message, because I promise you, if you do it properly with repetition, it will work. It's worked for me. It's worked for hundreds of thousands of other people. But you've got to do the work. Like I say, it's like going to the gym. You've got to put the work in to get the results you want. 30 days is good enough, and then your subconscious mind will start taking over, and it'll still come back in every now and again. I mean, I've been doing it for a year now, probably a bit longer, but I'll still get a little bit negative thoughts, but it's keep going. You know what I mean? I probably have a bad hour sometimes, just let it go, a few negative thoughts in my head, not even that. And I'm like, no, not today, not happening. It's simple, you know what I mean? Like, it sounds simple, but it's not. It takes a time, like I say, but it gets easier over time. And once you get there, honestly, it is so worthwhile. So that's all I've got time for today. I've got a busy weekend, so I won't be able to do any more lives this weekend for doing any workouts, but I'll be back Monday morning. So Monday morning, I've got a new workout. It's going to be legs, bums and tums. So we're going to do a little bit of leg work, a little bit of shaping that bum, and then we're going to do some core work. So it'll be 25 minutes workout probably, and really good for a full body workout. So if you're up for it, join me live Monday morning. I'll put a post in, put an invite out to everybody, and hopefully I'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for watching me, and I'll see you again next week. You take care. Bye-bye, everybody.